Hello and welcome. We are playing as Niflheim. Let's see. This is the first turn. TNN can attack. Let's see what we've got. Let's see what we've got. They took an undefended province and they fought us in one place. Okay, that's not so bad. All right. We have nothing here, I presume. Yeah, okay, so we're going to lose, but we can take a look at what they've sent. Kushi. I think this I'm pretty sure is Ku, which just means hound. And she is how I believe this is pronounced. So they have an iron vulnerability, and they're sacred. The Tuathas are sacred. She lords with air gems. With air gems. They're definitely gonna try something. This guy's got an air hat. This is a Stormcaster. For sure. Now we saw how Storm went Star Sign Skullcap. Charged body, foots from the copper plate. Maybe. So it'll be interesting. Um, yeah, storm power. Mist form. Okay. Because we saw how well a big lightning strategy went when Femoria tried it against us. But that certainly doesn't mean it couldn't work better now. Saramadia is dead. Okay. Growth +1. Hey, we needed that. That's bad. Okay. And they attacked here. Let's move back with that force. Agartha reached out to me and is like, "Do I need to be afraid of these giants?" And I was like, "Nah, don't worry about the giants." I was trying to catch this army. I think that with our bless and plus, so they have a shock, subtle shock 5, and then we give them +10, so they have shock resist 5. I think that when we bring this force back, we can take these guys. I sincerely believe that. Now the question is, where does this army go? Are they going to try and take... This is honestly much less of an attack than I was expecting. It's also late fall. We have a lot to lose, right? Or I'm sorry. Let me go ahead. Let me take that back. We don't have a lot to lose. We're tiny, and they can lose the game. We could also say, hey, I've got some forces here. Maybe this is enough to fight them. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. But I could try and just march my way to TNN's capital and say, hey, guess what? It's 30 frost giants. What do you plan to do to stop me? Which I think is an interesting proposition. I don't know if it's a good proposition, but it's interesting. Or we could try and defend our own territory. So Agartha said that TNN perhaps needs to be dealt with, and I think that that's true. Obviously, they ate Macone, so it's possible that we could get allies, not Femoria, because they're still unfortunately not our good buds. I think we go here. We're going to need another couple turns of winter anyway. But let's take the units we made, such as we can, with us. Okay. And march back to the capital. It's going to take longer. That's okay. Here we're recruiting nothing. Because we can't. Recruiting nothing. Gosh, we just have absolutely no money. I mean, so we'll lose a long fight. 110% can't be helped. But we can beat this army. So let's gather our forces. Let's beat this army. Try and force them to sue for peace, and then go kill Femoria. That's what I got. That's the best plan that I got. How we doing on research targets? We're gonna get Alt 4. It's turn 43. We have almost no research. Okay, who hasn't moved? Just those two. Yeah, so I think we're still in trouble. I think it still makes sense to try and gather our forces, smash TNN, and then go fight Femoria. Like we could YOLO into TNN and maybe take their capital, and maybe that knocks them out of the game. Probably not, but they would take us in return, and they can sort of afford some losses, and we can't. We just don't have any territory. So we'll gather here, try and take a fight, and then we'll try and raid back our stuff. We don't have... Did we finish construction 4? Okay, we did. So we can... Let's make a vine shield. Let's make a ring of regen. I don't know how many people I clicked on. Anything else we need? Boots the messenger is interesting. Flesh eater. Flesh eater. We'll forge this kit for a Scrotty, and we can send a Scrotty thug out and about. Probably this one, because he can do... Well, he'll have to go... We'll have to bring the scout back to go with him. So Scrotty are super obnoxious in that they change form in combat. Like, if you want to use... They lose a path, right, when they change form. So if you want to use Moss Body, you have to start as a Jotun, then turn into a wolf, and then... When you finish the fight, if you win, you'll still be a wolf. Or a werewolf. Then you have to turn into a wolf. And the wolf doesn't have any hands. So then you'll drop all the items that he's carrying. So you have to give them to the scout. And then the scout... And then you can change for free that same turn. You can change back to a human and give the stuff back. Or a Jotun. I think that ideal... I think it's there's probably a quality of life improvement in here somewhere that that could be made, but whatever. So yeah, that's where we're at. We're gonna try and fight TNN's big army. We'll see what happens. It's gonna be fun. Thanks everyone for joining me, and we'll go ahead and submit. Have a nice day.